Act as if nothing bothers you. This is very powerful Epictetus Stoicism. We live in a world that constantly bombards us with stimuli, challenges, and unexpected events. From the moment we wake up to the time we lay our heads down to rest, we're faced with a barrage of situations that demand our attention and often provoke strong emotional responses. But what if I told you that there's a way to navigate through life's turbulent waters with an unwavering sense of calm? What if you could reach a state where nothing truly bothers you? This isn't about becoming numb or detached from the world around us. Rather, it's about cultivating a mindset that allows us to engage fully with life while maintaining our inner peace. The ancient Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This profound statement encapsulates the essence of what we're exploring today. Think about the last time something bothered you. Perhaps it was a rude comment from a colleague, a traffic jam that made you late for an important meeting, or a sudden change in plans that disrupted your entire day. In each of these scenarios, what really caused your distress? Was it the event itself, or was it your interpretation and reaction to that event? You see, we often fall into the trap of believing that external circumstances control our emotional state. We say things like, "That person made me angry," or "This situation is stressing me out," but in reality, we are the ones giving these external factors power over our emotions. We are the ones choosing, often unconsciously, to let these things bother us.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
But what if we could change this? What if we could reach a state where we act as if nothing bothers us? This doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending that challenges don't exist. Instead, it's about approaching life's ups and downs with a sense of equanimity, understanding that our power lies not in controlling external events, but in mastering our responses to them. Epictetus teaches us that true freedom comes from recognizing what is within our control and what isn't. He urges us to focus our energy on the things we can influence: our thoughts, our actions, our attitudes, and to accept with grace the things we cannot change. Consider this: how much of your daily stress and frustration stems from trying to control things that are ultimately beyond your influence? How often do you find yourself upset over circumstances that you have no power to alter? What if, instead of fighting against these uncontrollable elements, you learn to flow with them? This shift in perspective can be incredibly liberating. When we stop trying to bend the world to our will and instead focus on mastering our own reactions, we unlock a new level of personal power. We become like the reed that bends in the storm but doesn't break, rather than the rigid oak that snaps under pressure. But make no mistake, this is not an easy path. It requires constant practice, self-reflection, and a willingness to challenge our ingrained habits of thought. It demands that we question our knee-jerk reactions and examine the beliefs that underlie our emotional responses. As we embark on this journey of Stoic wisdom, I want you to consider this question: what would your life look like if you truly believed that nothing external could disturb your peace of mind? How would you approach your daily challenges differently? How would your relationships change? How would you view your own potential? In the following sections, we'll delve deeper into the practical application of this powerful mindset. We'll explore techniques for cultivating inner calm, strategies for reframing our perceptions, and methods for building unshakable resilience in the face of life's inevitable ups and downs. Remember, the goal isn't to become an unfeeling automaton, but to achieve a state of profound inner peace that allows us to engage more fully and authentically with the world around us. It's about finding freedom not by controlling our environment, but by mastering ourselves. Are you ready to embark on this transformative journey? Are you prepared to challenge your assumptions and rewire your responses to life's challenges? If so, then let's continue our exploration of the art of living as if nothing bothers us. The alchemy of perception, transforming adversity into opportunity in our quest to live as if nothing bothers us. We must master the art of perception. This is where the true power of Stoicism lies, in our ability to reframe our experiences and transform our understanding of the world around us. Consider for a moment the last challenge you faced. How did you perceive it? Was it a burden, an obstacle, or a source of frustration? Now imagine viewing that same challenge through a different lens. What if you saw it as an opportunity for growth, a test of your resilience, or even a gift? This shift in perception is not mere positive thinking, it's a profound philosophical stance that can revolutionize our lives. When we choose to see difficulties as opportunities, we tap into a wellspring of inner strength and creativity. We move from being passive victims of circumstance to active creators of our experience. But how do we achieve this transformation? It begins with questioning our automatic responses to events. When something negative occurs, pause and ask yourself, is this truly as bad as I initially think? What potential benefits might arise from this situation? How can I use this experience to become stronger, wiser, or more compassionate? Epictetus reminds us it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. By consciously choosing our reactions, we reclaim our power from external circumstances. We no longer allow the winds of fate to dictate our emotional state. Instead, we become the architects of our own inner world. This practice requires vigilance and persistence. Our minds are habituated to react in certain ways, often defaulting to negativity or stress. But with consistent effort, we can rewire these neural pathways. Each time we choose an empowering perspective over a disempowering one, we strengthen our capacity for resilience and equanimity. Imagine approaching every situation, good or bad, with curiosity rather than judgment. What might you learn? How might you grow? This attitude of openness and exploration can transform even the most challenging circumstances into valuable life lessons. Remember, the goal isn't to ignore or suppress our initial reactions, but to recognize them and then consciously choose a more empowering response. It's about expanding our perspective to see the bigger picture, understanding that every experience, no matter how difficult, carries within it the seeds of opportunity. As we cultivate this alchemical ability to transmute adversity into opportunity, we begin to embody the Stoic ideal of living as if nothing bothers us. Not because we've become indifferent or detached, but because we've learned to find value and meaning in every experience. So I ask you, how might your life change if you approached each challenge as an opportunity for growth? What new possibilities might open up if you refuse to be bothered by external events, choosing instead to focus on your response? As we continue our exploration, keep these questions in mind, for they hold the key to unlocking your innate resilience and inner peace. The fortress of inner serenity, building unshakable peace in a turbulent world. In our journey towards living as if nothing bothers us, we now turn to the crucial task of building an impenetrable fortress of inner serenity. This fortress isn't a physical structure. but a state of mind so robust that it remains unshaken by the storms of life. The foundation of this fortress is self-awareness. We must become keen observers of our own thoughts, emotions, and reactions. Only by understanding the inner workings of our minds can we hope to master them. Start by paying close attention to your internal dialogue. What stories do you tell yourself about the events in your life? How do these narratives shape your emotional responses? As we cultivate this self-awareness, we begin to see the gaps between events and our reactions to them. It's in these gaps that our power lies. Here we can choose how to respond rather than reacting on autopilot. Epictetus wisely noted, between stimulus and response there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. But how do we expand this space? One powerful technique is the practice of mindfulness. By learning to be fully present in each moment, we create a buffer between ourselves and our automatic reactions. We observe our thoughts and emotions without immediately identifying with them. This detachment allows us to respond with wisdom rather than impulse. Another crucial element in building our fortress of serenity is the development of a strong personal philosophy. What are your core values? What principles guide your life? When we have a clear understanding of what truly matters to us, external disturbances lose much of their power. We can face challenges with equanimity, knowing that our inner worth isn't determined by external circumstances. Remember, the goal isn't to eliminate all negative emotions or to become a Stoic in the modern sense of the word. Instead, we're aiming for a state of dynamic equilibrium where we can experience the full range of human emotions without being overwhelmed by them. We feel deeply, but we don't let our feelings control us. This inner fortress also requires regular maintenance. Just as a physical structure needs upkeep, our mental and emotional resilience must be continually reinforced. This might involve daily meditation, regular self-reflection, or the study of philosophical texts that resonate with you. The key is consistency. Small, daily practices often yield more lasting results than sporadic, intense efforts. As we strengthen our inner fortress, we'll find that fewer and fewer things truly bother us. Not because the world has changed, but because we have. We'll develop the ability to face life's challenges with grace and equanimity, knowing that our peace comes from within, not from favorable external circumstances. So I ask you, what would it take for you to build such a fortress of inner serenity? How might your life change if you could maintain your peace regardless of external events? As we move forward, consider these questions deeply. The answers may hold the key to unlocking a life of profound tranquility and unshakable strength. The radiant sage embodying Stoic wisdom in an interconnected world as we reach the culmination of our exploration into living as if nothing bothers us. We must recognize that this journey isn't just about personal serenity. It's about becoming a beacon of wisdom and tranquility in a world often characterized by chaos and reactivity. When we embody the Stoic ideal of unshakable peace, we don't just transform our own lives, we have the power to positively influence everyone around us. Like a pebble dropped in a still pond, our calm ripples outward, touching the lives of friends, family, colleagues, and even strangers. Consider how differently you might interact with others when you're no longer easily bothered. Conflicts that once would have escalated now become opportunities for understanding. Criticism that might have wounded you deeply now serves as valuable feedback for growth. Your relationships deepen as you respond to others with patience, empathy, and wisdom rather than reactivity. But this isn't about becoming passive or detached. On the contrary, when we're no longer consumed by our own emotional turmoil, we're free to engage more fully and authentically with the world. We can take decisive action when needed, speak truth to power when necessary, and stand firm in our convictions, all while maintaining our inner calm. This state of being is what the ancient Stoics aspired to, the ideal of the sage. The sage isn't bothered by external events, not because they're indifferent, but because they understand the true nature of things. They see the bigger picture, recognizing that many of our daily concerns are trivial in the grand scheme of life. As we strive to embody this ideal, we must also remain humble. The journey towards Stoic wisdom is ongoing, and there will always be moments when we falter. The key is to view these moments not as failures, but as opportunities for growth and deeper understanding. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, but progress. Each time we choose not to be bothered by something that would have previously upset us, we grow stronger. Each time we maintain our composure in the face of adversity, we move closer to the ideal of the Stoic sage. As we conclude, I invite you to imagine a world where more people lived this way, unbothered by the small stuff, focused on what truly matters, and radiating calm in the face of life's storms. How might our societies change? How might we collectively address the great challenges of our time with more wisdom and less reactivity? The path of Stoic wisdom isn't always easy, but it's infinitely rewarding. By choosing to live as if nothing bothers us, we not only find personal peace but also become catalysts for positive change in the world around us. So I leave you with this final question. Are you ready to embrace this challenge? Are you prepared to cultivate the mindset where nothing truly bothers you, and in doing so become a force for wisdom and serenity in your corner of the world? The choice, as always, is yours. In that choice lies your true power.